Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Abdulghani Abdulaziz. Welcome back to my session once again. What we'll be looking at today is the search bar in Excel. Have you tried to look for or search for something in Excel? Then it comes to your mind that there is a search bar in Google. Then you ask yourself, is this possible in Excel? Yes, this is possible. Today, the three functions we'll be using to come up with the search bar is the filter function, the isnumber, then the search function. The filter function is an array function, the search is a text function, then the isnumber is a logic function where you either have a true or false. So these are the three basic functions we'll be using to come up with our search bar in Excel. So let's have a look at the data sets that we have. So this is an employee data set. Then we have a search bar on the right. Then what we want to do is when you input some text or names, then the names that have those texts are to come up. So we have Abdul. So you can see that the names that have this text, they are all highlighted in green. We can also look for Ayo. So we have names. So this is what we want to do. So let's dive into this straight away. So what we will do is we'll start this from scratch. So let's have a new sheet. Then let's copy our data set. So we have our data set. Then let's paste this as values. So the shortcut key for pasting as values is Ctrl Shift V. So let's format this as a table. This is Ctrl T. Then we have formatted this as a table. Let's change the table style to so we have a table style. So the next we have to do is to name our table. It's a good practice to always name your table. So we are naming this as employee data set. So enter. Now what next do we need to do? Let's try to create a demarcation. Okay, good. I think this is okay. Then we'll copy the header, then we can paste the header here. I think this is working fine. Now this is what we want our search bar to return. Then how do we go about this? What we need to do is first we need to ensure we have our developers tab activated. In most of the time, you'll notice that your developers tab is not always activated. How do you do that? On your ribbon, you can just go to any of your ribbon, just right click on any of them, then you click on your customize ribbon. When you click on your customize ribbon, then you have your customize ribbon pin to pop up. Then you can then scroll down to your developer. Then if you can check this, then you'd have your developers tab checked. So what do we want to use this to do? We will try to insert an active text box. So we are trying to put this here. So this is a text box. What next do we need to do? So we need to link this text box with a cell. So what does this mean is it is anything that we input in this box, it is referring to a cell. So how do you do that? Just right click on the text box, then you view the properties. When you view the properties, you see the VBA code that will pop up. You don't need to bother yourself. Just scroll down and go to where you have your link cell. Then in this case, we want to link the text box to cell I2. So cell I2. So that's all you need to do with that. Then ensure that your design mode is not checked. So now if you look at the text box, if you type anything here, so let's say I have Adeyemi, this is what I have. So if I reference my I2 equals I2, so you will see that it is Adeyemi. So our text box is working. So the next we have to do is to use a filter function. So what does a filter function do? It brings out an array of data sets. So here, what do we need to do? We are trying to say we want to use filter. So equals filter. The first argument is requesting for us to select an array. So we are selecting an array. So this is an array. You hit your comma. Then the next argument is to include. This include is a true or false argument. So in this case, we are trying to say, let's look at our first name, where our first name is equal to what we have in cell I2. So you'll see that this is responding to what we have in cell I2. So what does this mean? It means if I remove this, then I type Omoshewa. So it's going to look at this, then it will filter out where I have Omoshewa. If you now look at this again, you'll notice that this is limited to only the first name. So it means if you have a name that is in the middle name, let's say we have Akim, you can see that this is not returning anything. It is showing us calc error. So this is where we are to bring in the search function, then the isnumber function. So let's try to use Deyemi. Good. So how does the search function works? What search function does is it's look for a particular text within a text. So let's say here we want to say equals to search. So the first argument is what text are we looking for? We are looking for the text that is on cell I2 within what text? Within the first name. Then if I hit my enter, you'll notice that the value that returns, the first value is showing me 1, then the rest are showing me value. It gets to another point, it's showing me 1. So what this means is that the name we are searching for exists in the first name, which is showing me 1. Then it looks it down again, the name exists also. Then we can now use the isNumber function to know if this is true or false. So we can now include the is number. So we have the is number. So we have the is number here. Then the is number will change this to true or false. So then we can now use this in our formula. So what we need to just do is we need to copy these, Control C, then we can now come back here, then we can now edit our formula. So now here is we want our filter function to filter out this, then we paste our formula. Then next is here you need to understand the concepts of your and logic functions, then the or logic functions. When you're trying to use and, then you want to use an operator for and functions. It is a multiplication sign. When you want to use the operator for all functions, it is the plus sign. So here what we just need to do is use our plus, then paste this again. Then we're trying to say we need you to look at this for us on the employee ID. So we have employee ID, or search this for me on the middle name, or you search what I have on cell I2 on the last name, or you search what I have on the country column, on the country column. So we have this. So what this means is that if we look for anything in any of the five columns, then it should be able to return something for us. So let's say I search for 22. So this is responding. So let's say I'm looking for a staff from Algeria, then I have it from Algeria. Let's say I'm looking for a name called Shino, then this is working fine. Then what next do I need to do? I can use a basic conditional format also. Conditional formatting, you use my highlight cell rules to format cell values that contains any value I have on cell I2. Then I want this to be this. So let's try this once again if this is working. So we have Osijo. So this is working perfectly. So what next do we now need to do? So we now need to make this look like a search bar. So this is just normal basic. Um, so you go to your home, you insert, we can insert a shape. So under the shape, then I can add a text box to make it look like a search bar. Then I can format this shape. So I want my shape to be sent back. Okay. Then the next is for me to also insert. Let me insert icon. This is taking a while. Then what icon are we trying to look for? Trying to look for the search. So we have a search. Then we can insert this. So we can try to give this a white, any color that you feel will be okay. Good. So this is now looking like a search bar. So that's all. So let's try to use our function. So let's try to look for people from Burundi. So we have two staffs from Burundi. So let's try to look for people from Sudan. So this is working. So thank you very much, everyone.